What's up, beautiful people? It is Coach Marisa, and I want to talk to you about something that I have identified that I've realized for a very long time. So let me know in the comments as y'all coming in that y'all can hear me good. I got the fans going on. I'm in the South, so it get a lot hot down here. Okay, and plus global warming is global warming, and you and I both know that as long as humans continue to do what they do, the earth will continue to respond and such. So as y'all coming in, go ahead and tap the screen to live. We're going to be talking about the identity that you have taken on as a reason why you are broke. And I think that many of us don't realize that the people that we are portraying that we are is not who really God designed us to be. And I want to help break that idea so that you can be able to break free and be able to make the money that you want to make, be able to take care of your family, be able to be the woman that God has designed you to be, and start operating out of fear, trauma, desperation, and survival. So, as y'all coming in, go ahead and tap screen share live. Make sure you can hear me in the background. Like I said, I got the fans going on because it's hot down here in the South. And I just really like this suit. It look like I'm cold, but I'm really not. So, the identity that the identity that you have taken on is the reason why you are broke. Many people don't want to realize that the person that you are portraying to be is not helping you. It's not helping you at all. And many of us don't take out the time to dive deep on who we say we are is not really, it doesn't even align with who God's designed us to be. But who we say we are is basically projection off of how people want us to be. Like your mama, your daddy, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your boyfriend, your friends, and all those things. We are literally taking bits and pieces of what people have told us who we should be, and many times is that came from their own projection. Some of it came with wise counsel, but unfortunately, most of your trauma, your fear, and your survival mode that has come from people projection who did not have your good interest at heart at all. So we're going to be talking about how you think it's laziness, but it's really not. It's that you have taken on an identity out of your trauma, out of your fear, out of your abandonment wounds, and you're in survival mode. So many times we pray for overflow. We pray that we want these things. We want the money. We want the fame. We want the nice cars. We want to be able to be financially free. We don't want to work a 9 to 5. We want to be able to sustain for our families. We want to be able to do those things. We pray that God, like God, why won't you allow me to have these things? But God operates in the place of order, so there comes preparation. God is not going to give you something that you have not taken out the time to prepare because you reap what you sow. So the things that you have put in the ground is what it's going to manifest, is what it's going to develop from. And many times we don't realize that we are literally putting our seeds that we're operating in is the trauma, is the fear, is the survival mode. And so I wanted to teach you on at least 5 things, right? That a part of this false identity that you have taken on that is literally keeping you broke, that's literally keeping you stuck, that's literally keeping you not to be able to be a protective provider for your family, to be able to be who you are, who God designed to be, and so on and so forth. So as y'all coming in, tell me where y'all from. I want to get nice acquainted with you. I do want to ask you something. What is one thing about you that you believe? Uh, What's one thing about you that if nobody had any say so that you would actually do? What is one thing that you want to do that if nobody had any say so, what would that be? As y'all coming in, tap screen share live. What and answer the question, right? What is one thing that if nobody said anything about it and everybody was completely fine, what is one thing that you want to do for yourself? What is one thing that you want to do for yourself, but you feel like it's not attainable? What is one thing that you want to do for yourself, but you feel like it's not obtainable? Okay. Financial freedom. Is it to be able to wear certain clothes, to be able to have a certain notoriety? What is it? As you're coming in, answer the question. The question is, if nobody had any say so, if nobody was saying there's no going to be no judgment, what is one thing that you want to do that you feel like you cannot do because you need other people's approval? What is that? What is that? As y'all coming in, go ahead and tap screen share live. What is it? I need to know. Again, I'm Marissa, your healing identity coach, and I really want to help you on breaking this false identity that you have taken on due to your trauma, due to your fears, due to your misunderstandings, and due to the projection of other people. Okay? Again, as y'all coming in, tap screen share live. What is one thing that you want to do for yourself that does not involve people? Like if there was no judgment, there was, no shenanigans or anything like that, like what would that actually be? I see y'all coming in. Go ahead and text screen share live. I'm your coach, Maritza. So please tell me what it is, right? And if you can, go ahead and get this thing to 1K, and I'm going to give you the blueprint that I have coached over 200 women doing, as well as including with one-on-ones, and internships, that I really want you to get it today. I don't want you to go another day. I don't want you to go another Sunday. It's the beginning of the week. And the last thing you want to do is continue to operate in this character trait that has nothing to do with what God says about you. And it has nothing to do with how you should be operating your life. So as you are coming in, go ahead and tap screen share live. Again, what is one thing that you wanted to do that has nothing to do with pleasing others, that has nothing to do with um out of fear, like you're thinking, like, man, if I could just do this thing that I always want to do for myself without my family saying something, without my friends saying something, without the community saying something, what is that you want to do for yourself? Okay. Because I'm gonna tell you right now how it's attainable, but I also need you to understand on how you even got there. Why you afraid to do that very thing? Now, y'all ain't putting nothing in the chat. Like, are y'all scared? What it is? Go ahead and text screen chat live. Are y'all scared? What's going on? Tell me what it is, and let me know if y'all can hear me. Cause I got the fans going on. I'm in. So tap screen, share the live. Tell me what is one thing. I want y'all to answer that question. Hold on. Uh, so what is one thing? Tap screen, share live. Y'all not gonna answer the question? What is one thing? What is one thing? Y'all not gonna answer the question? What is one thing that you want to do for you that has nothing to do with nobody else? I'll make it more simple for you. What's one thing? I'm listening. I'm looking. I'm looking. Thank you so much for joining the live. Make sure you tap screen share live. If we can get this thing to 1K, I'm getting a blueprint on this identity that you have taken on that is false. Okay. It is false, and it's what's keeping you broke, keeping you unseen and unheard and unpaid. Okay. No clue. Always doing for others. Okay, you came to the right live. Anybody else? Does everybody else feel that way, that you don't know? Focusing on my L. Yes. The truth is about focusing on health has nothing to do with other people. Now can it help the people that you are responsible for? Absolutely. Come on, y'all, let's get this thing to 1K. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the full blueprint. All right, it's something that I have teach over 200 women, and I want to be able to teach you on how to do this on this free live. Okay, so that you can be able to make the money that you want to make, be able to have the self confidence, be able to set the boundaries, and be the woman that God has also designed you to be. All right. So anybody else want to answer the question? What is one thing that you would do for yourself that has nothing to do with people? One thing you do for yourself that has nothing to do with your fear, your trauma, your survival mode, has nothing to do with that. If you say, if I could just do this one thing I always want to do for myself, what is that? Call it out. Because I want you to get back to dreaming big. Because the identity that you have taken on, it has allowed you to think very small or not even dream at all. Right? I've been there, done that. I've been a people pleaser for almost 28 years. I'm 32 now, 32 years old now, and now I teach hundreds of women on how to not do the things that I did. And I got into this internship that literally I spent thousands of dollars that allowed me to be able to get this razzle dazzle, get this information. I want to give it to you today. Right? Optimal health, yes. Blessed marriage with kids, yes. Self-care consistently, yes. Yes. Come on, y'all, let's get this thing to 1K so I can go ahead and get this thing started, because I really don't want you to stay stuck again. It's the beginning of the week, right? It's Sunday. Some of y'all went to church, some of y'all didn't went to church, staying away from negative people. How about this? I'm going to even teach you, instead of staying away from negative people, how to deal with negative people. Because you don't have negative people around you all the time. It is how the way you feel about yourself, how the way you see life, which is going to help you be able to be around negative people and not be affected. Yeah. We almost there. Make sure y'all share the live, tap screen and share the live. Y'all getting us to 1K, cool. If I can get a couple of shares, we're gonna get this thing. Forgotten Daughters, comment your thoughts. Ooh, I love my little AI. This is very fancy. Cutesy. Okay. All right. We at 1K. I hope you got your pen and paper because we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. I am your coach and healing identity coach, Maritza. And I have taught over about 100 women one-on-ones as well as group sessions on how to not operate out of your fear, your trauma, and as well as survival mode. Okay. The truth is, the reason why you're broke has nothing to do with you being lazy. Now, we'll work on that lazy part on the back end. But first, I want to talk about this false identity that you have taken on. You're broke because the identity is built off of trauma, built off of fear, and built off of survival mode. Built off of trauma, fear, and survival mode. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, God does not give anybody the spirit of fear. Okay, God does not give anybody the spirit of fear. Okay, that comes from your trauma, that comes from the enemy, that has nothing to do with the Lord. All right, so as we go ahead and debunk that, I'm going to tell you this false identity that you have taken on and how it's not of God and also how to overcome it. Because I also took on this false identity by saying negative things about myself and believing the things and negative things that society has said about women, as well as what the man that I dated and the man that all those things, right? Friendships and things like that. So many of you have been praying for overflow. How many of us want overflow? Put a one in the chat. How many of us want overflow? We've been praying for the Lord to just give us that duffel bag full of millions of dollars that nobody want to claim and we can walk off. That we want to be able to hit that lottery, get that Powerball, get that Florida lottery, and be able to solve all our problems. How many of us have just been praying for overflow? Like, Lord, if you can just give me this job and it makes this amount of money, and it's going to be able to take care of all my financial needs for my family, right? How many of us have prayed that, right? Is it just two of us in here in this building? It's 11 of us in here. How many of us actually prayed this? Prayed like, oh, well, Lord, if you can just give me this amount of money, I'll be able to do X, Y, and Z, and I'll be happy, right? Is it just us two? Is it just us three in here that feel that type of way? Is it just us three? Is that just three? Cool. And don't forget, y'all, tapping is clapping. Tapping is also saying ouch. Okay? So, as y'all picking up what I'm putting down, if it hurts your feelings, I say it out of love. Again, I just want you to get out of the system, all right? The programming that has literally caused you to fall short. All right. So your nervous system is still programmed for danger. All right. So how can God bless you with more when you are still programming that you will only receive little? Okay. If I were to give you all the money that you wanted, if God were to bless you with all the money that you wanted, I guarantee you that because of the identity that you currently have, you will blow it within a couple of months. You will blow it within a couple of months. Why? Because your nervous system is still operating out of danger. Many people don't believe that they can be able to hold largest amount of money. And when they get the large amount of money, what end up happening is they blow it all because they don't believe that they can. That's why 70% of people who actually start making millions of dollars and they lose it due to the broken identity that they have. That also speaks for those who have got the Powerball, those who have become millionaires. When they actually become a millionaire, they end up they end up losing it all because of the simple fact that they have still operating out of an identity. Yes, they learn to scale. Yes, they learn how to sell. Yes, they create a product that people actually wanted. But because of how the way they manage their life, right, based on the identity and the belief that they have, they literally lost it all. You hear about Alex Hormozy, how many businesses that he created that he lost before he even got gym launch. We think about Myron Golden. We think about Tom Bellew. We think about Lisa Nichols. We think about what's the young man name? Les Brown. All these millionaires. Even what's his name? The guy who did Facebook, FB. I gotta be mindful of what I say. FB, the guy who created all these other social media platforms. They have all went broke because of the things that I'm about to tell you right now. This false identity. Okay. The false identity that they take on that literally got them to lose their money in the first place. And before you even reach your next million, before you even reach whatever dollar amount that you want to make so that your family can be secure, before you even reach that, I don't want you to operate another day still thinking that this identity that you have to take on is absolutely true, because it is false. All right. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yes, no, maybe so. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yes, no, maybe so. Put it in the chat. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, cool. Can y'all hear me? Because I got my fan going on in the background. Can y'all hear me good? Can y'all hear me good? Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, cool. Yes, 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 yes. All right, so let's talk about this false identity. The false identity, let me give you a definition because many people don't even know what a false identity is. So it is a persona shaped by pain, fear, trauma, rather than the purpose of truth. Okay? That means you have been operating out of lies. All right? Many of you say that, hey, I'm a liar, I'm an honest person. But based on your belief, can we say that you have been operating out of fear, fear, failure, and trauma? So what that means is the things that how people have treated you and how people have wronged you, you have decided to shift the way you really are instead of creating boundaries. You shift the way you really are to accommodate, to adapt to that environment. That's what we call in psychology world, we call that as a chameleon. You are a chameleon. So if everybody is blue, you blue. If everybody is green, you are green. If everybody is orange, you are orange. Why? Because you prefer to blend in than to be the opposite, because you don't want to be reminded or be triggered by trauma. Okay. So here are examples. You're an overachiever. Now, put a one in the chat if you're an overachiever. Okay. You gotta go above and beyond and do things, right? Because if you don't do it, then that means nobody will acknowledge how good of a person you are. Right? Put a one in the chat. Are you an overachiever? All right. Two, are you a avoider that you say, hey, anytime anything get hard, I'm up out of here. All right, put a two in the chat. Anything get hard, I'm up out of here. I'm not gonna waste my time. I ain't for to try. I'm scared. Okay, you a runner, you a track star. Okay, that was me. I was a runner. I avoid any type of conflict, any type of shit, any type of any misunderstandings. I even have conversations in my mind about how it's gonna go down. Make sure y'all tap screen and share live. I don't see y'all sharing. It's 5011 us in here. Come on, can I get 5011 shares? Let's go. So, because I want this to get out to other people who are still adapting the same identity that you are about to break through. So don't be a gatekeeper. Huh? That's why I'm live. Instead of keeping this under my mentorship, I want you to know the information. All right. Tapping is clapping. All right. So, and then if you are a loner, how many of you all are hyper independent that say, hey, I'm going to learn and put a three in the chat. I'm going to learn all the information I need to learn so that I don't have to bother nobody. Nobody had to bother me. Put a three in the chat if you're a loner. That means you isolate. You say, hey, and I don't want you to confuse this with introverts. Introverts are not necessarily loners. Okay, a loner is a person who intentionally go out their way to not um, interact with people because of the distrust that they have for other people. And the truth be told, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are a loner, it's because you do not trust yourself, because you feel like you don't have good discernment to be able to pinpoint good people in your life. All right, I teach that in my mentorship, but I just wanted to pinpoint this out so that you can start doing the work. Because if you call it out now, we can start. The first step is awareness. If you're not aware of what's going on, then you're going to continue to be lost. And society is going to benefit off of you playing dumb. Okay? Society benefits. That's why this red pill and blue pill community is so bomb. It's because women is eating it up. That's why they exist. If women actually ignored even half of these men who get on here talking all that smack, they will not make money. All right. Okay. And then this for my last one. Are you a perfectionist? Put a four in the chat. Are you a perfectionist? Okay. Everything has to be perfect. You have to make sure that you learn all the information so that when you do it this one time, you get that $100. You do this one time, you get that $1,000. You do that one time, you get the job. You got to learn everything you need to learn. It has to be perfect. It has to be right on time. And if it's not perfect, you're not going to do nothing at all, aka procrastination, aka laziness. aka anxiety, depression. The list goes on. Thank y'all so much for being honest with me, and thank you for sharing this with me, because I don't take this lightly, because I literally train. I don't even want to say train. I help them rewrite their pain. That's why my mentor should rewrite their pain on doing this. Okay, all right. So if you're not a perfectionist, all right, this one ain't this you ain't got to put a 4 in chat. Okay, you're definitely right about that. I isolate myself because I tend to choose the wrong people, and the truth is, the reason why you're choosing the wrong people is because the identity that you have taken on. All right, but I want you to understand that this is a false identity that you have taken on. All right. This is coming from your trauma. This is coming from your peer. So, what is my point? Marissa, okay, I'm admitting this. Okay, what's the point? The point is this false identity that you have taken on is literally keeping you hustling, and it's hustling you in a circle. You're not getting anywhere. That's why you don't feel seen. That's why you still feel unfulfilled. That's why you're not getting the money that you want to make. That's why you still feel seen. You still feel unfulfilled. That's why you're not getting the money that you make. Some of you all, society had told you. How many of y'all society told you that if you become a wife, that you'll be satisfied as a woman? How many of y'all have actually been told that if you become a wife in society, that you will be fulfilled, that all your needs will be met, and that the man will do everything that he's supposed to do for you? How many of us actually believe that? Put a 5 in the chat, because I already didn't use up my numbers. Put a 5 in the chat. Okay, if you actually believe that, you believe what society said. If you become a good wife, you don't nag, you don't do a lot of, don't resist, do whatever he says to you, that you're gonna have a great life. Just all you gotta do, just make sure he's smart and he's gonna take care of you. This is a false presentation, because how the way they train men is not the same way how they train women. Because at birth, as a little girl, you were already trained to be a mother. At birth, you were already trained to be a mother. That's why all these men and their women got their panties in a bunch about Miss Curry. I can't remember her name, start with an A. Because she talked about how a wife and being a mother did not satisfy her. She wasn't able to build her legacy, because again, when God made you in the womb, it was not for you to take on children. Like, that's not his complete design. It was just like, oh, you're just here to be a baby maker. Okay, you're just here to be a baby maker. No, that is not how God designed you. Now, some of you all, God wanted you to be a wife, but there was so much more things. It was so much a part of the community that God wants you to interact with. And without that relationship with God, due to the false identity that you have taken on, you will never know. So you just doing what society told you to do. Ask me how I know. I've done that. I've listened to the rhetoric, because I'm plus size, because I didn't make certain type of grades, like high school, not high school, but college dropout. I was told that, hey, this is the type of man that you can be. You can't get any type of man outside of that, and that's a lie. That's a lie. I did there, done that, and it does not work. Okay, so I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made. But here's a question that I have for you. Okay, we're identifying the false identity, and I'm gonna tell you what it's costing you. But I want to ask you something. What identity did you take on to survive, right? Some of you all didn't answer the question between 1, 2, 3, and 4. But as I break things down, I want you to be honest with yourself. What is the one that's mainly driving? Is it the overachiever? Is it the avoider? Is it the loner? Or is it the perfectionist? Which one is driving you right now? Okay. Um, that ain't why I'm broke, LOL. It is why you are broke. It is absolutely why you are broke, because this is based on your beliefs. Okay, I got to talk about what you do on the external level, what is being seen first, before I start working on deeper stuff. Because if I start talking about the internal stuff, you already been avoiding yourself anyway, doing the work anyway, so you're not gonna listen to that. If I start talking to you about your daily issues, if I start talking to you about all that stuff, you're gonna be already out. Okay, that's the deeper issue. We deal with that on the other end. I just need you to see how the way you've been operating. Okay, I just need to see how you've been operating. You actually believe that if I go above and beyond, right? If I go above and beyond for everybody else, then eventually I'll receive the money that I want to. But the issue in between that bridge is that you're not being strategic on what you're going above and beyond for. Therefore, your focus is off. And the reason why your focus is off is based on what you believe. All right. Hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So now I got a few people that said, "Hey, loaner of water. What's another? I need to know. Like, I'm not here to waste your time or waste my time. I want to get to what's going on with you, and I want you to, because I see you crying. I know that you have used men to avoid doing the work, the internal work, because society has told you to do that. And I did that, and it don't work. And you have been jumping from man to man, job to job, wondering why nobody sees how great of a person you are. And the truth is, because of the identity that you took on, you don't even know how great of a person you are. You don't know that. So if you don't know how good you are, and I can make money off of it, then why would I say anything to you? If you don't know how great you are, and if you don't know that you're supposed to be asking me for more money as a rep or leave, and it's going to cost my business thousands, millions of dollars because of your skill set, why it's cheaper to keep her? Especially if she already believes that she's not worth anything and that she has to overcompensate, that she has to overdo stuff, or she avoids stuff. So if she's avoiding, that means she's not even operating at full capacity. If she operates at full capacity, my God, what will happen to this company if she realizes how valuable she is? I have assisted companies, and I also have assisted my coach making millions of dollars. Now she actually knew my worth, right? That's why I got into an internship, and now I'm able to branch out and give more women information that she's not able to reach, right? Because there are certain men and women who are called to your voice, and if you don't speak up, then more men and women will remain in the dark, right? So I'm getting a little preachy. Y'all don't talk to me. Okay, cool. Let's move on. So what is this false identity? Has it cost you? It's cost you delaying your dreams. It's cost you emotional instability. It has caused you financial stagnant. Some of you are still making the same amount of money simply because of this identity that you have taken on. I don't like having hard conversations, so I'm just gonna bounce. False identity. Yep. Uh, I have avoided um I have avoided conversations because, I done made up my mind that this person believes a certain thing about me. How many of us, let me take a pause. How many of us be having conversations because we want to make the conversation perfect? So we kind of like created the scenario of what they're gonna say and then what I'm gonna say back just so that they won't catch us slipping. How many of us do that? How many of us do that? How many of us be having conversations in our head about how it's gonna go with somebody just so that so we don't be blindsided. So just in case they try to gaslight us, just in case if they try to manipulate us, like we'll be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like we prepared. Now, thank you all for those being honest, and for those who have not, that's cool. Here's my point. My point is, how many of those conversations actually happen without you provoking it? How many of those conversations actually happen without you provoking it? Like, how many of the conversations that you had in your head about what this person's gonna say, to what you was gonna say, to what this person's gonna say, what you was gonna say back, and they actually happen without you provoking it? None of them. None of them actually happen. So now you have added to the persona, the false identity of being an overachiever, overavoider, loner, perfectionist. Now you have taken on those. That conversation just added to it, and so now your anxiety increased. You have focused all your anytime minutes on people on a conversation that never happened, and so now you got resentment in your heart. You feel guilty in your heart, and now you're looking at that person sideways because of the conversation that you have in your head. And so many of you are thinking that it's the other person the reason why your relationships aren't working. No, it's literally because of the identity that you have. Now I'm not saying that they didn't do what they did, but I'm talking about the conversation that you had affected them. Hey sis, how you doing? So that's what I really want y'all to understand that. So now, now that you understand about this false identity that you have taken on and how much it has cost you, it's cost you relationships, it has cost you money, It has cost you time. Um, didn't have to give it to me like that. I did. I absolutely did. Because the longer you continue to operate this way, the longer you're going to look at everybody else get what they want while you sit in the corner shaking and wondering why nobody loves you, why nobody cares about you, why nobody wants to invest their anytime minutes with you. Is because the truth is the things that you're choosing to focus on is wasting your own anytime minutes. Like, time is more valuable than money. You can't get time back. When you turn, like when I turned 32, that's it. I can't go back to 28 and rewrite um the exact actions that I did. I can go back and rewrite the perspective that I have. But I can't go back and rewrite exactly what I did and say, okay, you can't turn back time. It's exhausting. Yes, it is. And you're deep in it. It's exhausting. And I would say God, when you partner up with God, God will most definitely reveal the truth to you. I was able to find a way to help me reduce my overthinking. I'm not saying that my overthinking completely stops, but am I able to reduce it? Yes, absolutely. Am I able to reduce me spending hours and hours of scrolling and scrolling because of the mindset that I have and the perspective that I have? Yes, I'm able to prevent that. And it's because of the identity that I'm choosing to accept. And that is not what my trauma says, not what the fear says, not what everybody in their grandmama say, that it does not see my best interest at heart. It is what God says. And then those who have aligned with God and what they say, and that's contribute to as wise counsel. So, number one, you are now aware. We have acknowledged that the survival identity is no longer serving you. Yes, yes. Is that safe to say? Put in the chat. Yes, yes. Is that safe to say that you trying to avoid issues, you being alone or by isolating from people, which if you did not know, I had recently did a class that I have in I got a monthly mentorship that I went ahead and created because I think that people need to know this. It was based off of my internship. The class that I taught is about when you choose to isolate, it actually affects your self-esteem and it causes your self-esteem to become a bill. So it literally is what girl said earlier about it's taxing on your body. And it's taxing on your body simply because, listen, people need people, but do you need everybody? No. And that is what society has told you, that you need everybody in order to feel safe, seen, and heard. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't need everybody. You need a few. A handful, a good handful will do it every time. All right? All right. So you are now aware. Yes, yes. I got some more yeses. Can I get some more yes, yes? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. It's 5011 us in here. Make sure y'all tap screen share live. Let's see if we can get this thing to 10K before I exit out this building. I really truly appreciate that. Yes, yes. All right, cool. So let's talk a little bit deeper. Now, some of you all may leave when I say this, and that's fine. You may not be ready. And if you're not ready, then I'm just not the coach for you. I'm just not. Yeah, I'm just not a coach for you. I am. This is going to be for the woman who's sick and tired of being sick and sick and tired of operating out of her fears, out of her trauma, and wants to see life in positivity. You pessimistic, everything is negative, everything is wrong, everything is always wrong, everything is going to fail. This is going to be tied to your trauma. All right. So your trauma is the unresolved emotional injury that shaped your behavior. Some of you all have been through some crazy, wicked things, right? And um, I don't wish that on my enemy or those things that has happened to you. But because they have gone unprocessed, you have taken on this behavior that is shaped due to the things that has happened to you, due to the pain that has happened to you. So here's a theory that one of I think he was a psychologist, which is the amygdala, and what he said was that the brain's fear center unrules logic. Okay, so that's why God stresses so much about not operating out of spirit of fear, because one, he didn't give it to you, right? But how the way fear trains your brain, how the way fear shapes the way you see yourself and shapes the way you interact with people on a regular basis. That's why the red pill and the blue pill, like that stuff is really crazy because these men are literally telling you that they are afraid and they go to extremes. When you operate out of fear, you go out of extremes. So, and I want to help you get out of those extremes so you can be able to see the truth about who you are, the way God made you, and all the skills that come with you so you can actually utilize them properly and stop focusing on those shenanigans, right? But when you are desperate because of your fear, you start to like logic goes out the door. Meaning, when a negative thought comes to your mind, you think it's true because of fear. If I said, "Oh my gosh, you are the ugliest person I've ever seen in my life," if you are still operating out of spirit of fear, you're not gonna think, "Well, my mom and my dad ain't ugly, so what made you think I'm ugly?" Like, no, that's you projecting the way you see yourself. That ain't got nothing to do with me. When God made me, he said in Psalms 139, 14 through 13, 14, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And when he made me, he said I'm good. So what they got to do with me? But when you have heard and believed, and because you are operating out of fear and abandonment wounds and rejection, when somebody say that you ugly and somebody say that you're not beautiful, this what it does, two things. One, you're going to change the way you see yourself so that you can be accepted by the masses instead of the few, right? And then when a man who knows that you're insecure, he's going to use that. I'm telling you now, red pill makes money off of your insecurities and off the identity that you have taken on. And because you are believing in the identity that they're pushing onto you out of desperation, out of feeling needed, and it affects your self-esteem, you are literally giving him the opportunity to multiply on your dysfunction. You're giving him the opportunity to multiply, and it's not just men in a relationship dynamic, it's even your friends. We have women who literally hang out with other women who that they think that they're prettier than, and in reality they're not prettier than them. They just know that the old girl is insecure, so it's always gonna make me look good because your insecurity is on your face, it's on your body, it's the way you dress, it's the way you talk to yourself, so on and so forth. She said, I'm not particularly religious, and um, is there a way to overcome these thoughts without religion? Um, so here, I don't preach religion, I preach relationship. Okay. I am not going to tell you about behavior because also the religion is based on um can be based on trauma. But here, I'm going to pull God from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I can give you affirmations. You can go up here and get it for the free 99 that I give out to many of my clients and one-on-ones. And I thought I should just share with other women. You can go ahead and get that for the free 99. All right. You get that for free. It does align with the word of God. Just to let you know, I may not be your coach. Okay. I just may not be your coach. Different. Okay, cool. So now let's talk about the neuroplasticity of your brain. So your brain can rewire itself through repeated thoughts. Through repeated thoughts. Is that I like what says saying it's just a question. Oh no, it just we're good. We're good. Everything is good. I just know that there are many coaches that do not talk about God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Like they do other ways, and I'm just not your mentor. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you down for it and want to learn, cool. Just know that I'm always trying to preach about Jesus, God, and all that things. Now, am I trying to throw the book at you? No. I just need you to understand how society has wired you to think. That's why you broke. Because God created you. Okay? So, now, back to what I was saying about the neuroplasticity. So your brain can rewire itself through repeated thoughts, new experiences, and healing practices. Healing practices are not about the herbs and not about the the meditation. If it's not meditate on the word, I I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to it. What I am saying is the healing practices is not necessarily you sitting in one place per se. The healing practices is you actually processing the thoughts that hurt you. The healing process is that you get a mentor that been there, done that, and that can walk you through it. It is investing in yourself instead of investing in other people. Many of us don't understand that the false identity that that you took on, is the reason. It is literally tied to those negative thoughts. The negative false identity that you took on out of fear and trauma literally has words attached, negative thoughts attached to it. And because it has negative thoughts and negative phrases attached to it, that's what's keeping it going. And the only way to do that is to reverse that. But we first have to become aware, and then we first have to start changing the language, and we really got to figure out where did they even come from. Because some of us, we saw people do that. We saw people that we love and that we cherish and that we honored operate in that fear. And because we saw that, we took that on because we didn't know any other better. Thank you so much, love. So it proves that you can learn safety and abundance and truth over fear. Because, okay, so follow me real quick, and then I'm gonna go back to nature versus nurture, right? There's always been a battle about nature versus nurture, and it always just depends on the history. It always depends on the understanding of the people. It depends on the trauma tie. It depends on so many factors when it comes up to nature versus nurture. But this actually proves about nurture, okay? That you can nurture your way out of trauma that you have been taught that was nature, that did come through the bloodline, and so on and so forth. Okay, just remember tablets clapping, tablets clapping. So here's the pain point that I really want you to understand, that it's going I might lose some of you, but just know that I say it in love because I've been there, done that, and I've done that. And I'm gonna tell you a story about me because I know y'all thinking like, dang, she just beating up on us. Who she thinks she is? I'm gonna tell you my story shortly. But this one I need you to understand. Living in survival mode blocks joy, peace, and abundance. Living in survival mode blocks joy, peace, and abundance. Let me tell you why. A while ago I was reading Isaiah 61. Isaiah 61. And when I was reading Isaiah 61, it was talking about how God is going to restore his people, how God is going to give his people abundance, how God is going to strip away from their enemies and do literally a wealth transfer, right? And it took me a long time to even believe that that could be true for me because I was operating out of a spirit of fear. Because my thing is, well, what did I do to deserve that? I did nothing but be his daughter. What did what I have done so much wrong in my life. How can I simply be able it be a wealth transfer? How deserving of that? It is because God is true about what he says he's going to do, that he's going to take care of you. But you have to get aligned with what he is saying. I'm crafting and listening. My hands being used. Yes. So, and this is what I need you to get. So, here's my story. Y'all ready for my story? Okay, cool. For so I ain't gonna go all the way back. I think that's too much. This is how I even got here to creating and actually changing my life. One, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I got sick and tired of putting everybody's needs first. For over 28 years, I have been a yes woman. I've been a doormat. I did everything that they said. I did everything they did, at least up to a certain point. I'm like, hey, I'll do enough for you, but I just need you to scratch my back. What ended up happening is I got tired of people scratching my back, and I ended up bleeding. I got tired of people when it got time for them to scratch my back. They be like, ugh, your back too dirty. I'm like, yeah, my back dirty because I've been laying on my back, making sure that you get what you want. Okay, I was most definitely a pick me. I was men centered because I have broken many of my friendships in the past because I was like, well, I gotta make sure that a man is over my friends. I gotta make sure that a man is over the things that I want. So I gotta make sure that a man is over these things. And the reason why I thought this is because of how the way I have watched society treat women on the ones who did, right? But unfortunately, I didn't meet the society standard because I was a plus size woman, right? Plus size started coming big until Monique and the pretty hot and thick, right? And then that's when many men in different cultures was like, oh yeah, I like me a big woman and all this type of things. And still today, women who are plus size are still um considered exotic, I would say, simply because there's so many men that do like plus size women but won't accept it because they won't be approved by the men group that they're in, and that's a contribute to their self esteem issue, blah 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 blah. But for me, I got married to a man who I thought that was like that. Right? I'm thinking like, oh, he liked big girls, right? He was very skinny. Like, oh, he liked big girls. But then over time I realized that no, I don't want to do that. I have accepted women in the household. I have accepted his family in the household. Now, the Bible even talks about the first year should be dedicated towards your wife, not towards your other obligations. And that's what I did. And I thought that if I accepted him, that he would stay. If I did everything he asked me to do, that he would stay. And then I would love him so big that the love would come back like a boomerang effect. And then I would be able to feel at peace. I would feel at rest to be able to be who I am and be able to start unpacking my trauma and to be able to figure out who Maritza is, because in society still say that your relationship status is more important than your identity. Right? And so I did this over a long period of time. I finally got my divorce. Now, please understand this when I say this. I still love love. I'm not going to tell you how to hate no man. I'm just going to tell you identify the men who are saved and who is not saved. Right? I teach in my mentorship. And also Heal What Broke You, my father's to feel this masterclass that I got going on in December. Like, we're going to break up about your daddy issues and all that stuff. That's for the women who really ready. If you ain't really ready, like, just hear me. And, I'm about to go back to the lesson point because I want you to break out this identity. But I got tired. I got tired of leaning on everybody. I got tired of being picky about my wise counsel. I got tired of not feeling peace about myself. I got tired of thinking I was so hideous. And then I realized you ain't ugly. You just a free ATM machine. Your size, yes. Should you be eating healthier? Yes. Should you be exercising more because it's good for your body and good for the blood flow when you get older? Yes. Sis, is this about one eye? One eye? I have no idea what you're talking about. Is it probably because I did this when I'm talking? I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, so uh the one eye. Oh, you was on my other live. Yes, you was on my other live. I know it's just see, this is the person who been with me for a little bit. She does okay. Inside joke. My ex only had one eye. And I thought that if I accepted a man who even had any type of disabilities, and that means he would love me, right? And that was just my people pleasing mode. That was just my fixing mode. Um and um and I realized that no, that had nothing to do with it. Like I made him look better because he was on my shoulder. I made him a better man because he was on my shoulder, right? Not because I was on his shoulder, because he was on mine, right? And so, you you took a big Chris, and I found out that he was operating out his own insecurities. But okay, back to not everybody know what the one eye thing means. I think that's gonna be our inside joke for those who follow me, and that's cool. That's totally cool. All right, so back to my story. At 28, um, I I said I was at 28, 29. At 29, I left my marriage. We separated, and God helped me rebuild my relationship. I got tired of putting men on a pedestal and calling this man Superman, calling this man all these things, and he never cared to take on that identity. And truth be told, it was too heavy for him anyway. I think that any woman who called a man Superman um does not realize the weight that it carries, especially for a man who is insecure. Uh, what she say? Okay. So I got sick and tired of me. I got sick and tired of being on everybody else. I started realizing how pessimistic I was, how down I was, and I had to figure out where did that come from. And it came from my daddy issues. Long story short, thank y'all for just staying sticking in with me. But it came from my daddy issues. I saw my daddy extend himself with other women but then extending himself for his children. I saw my daddy extending himself for his friends and his family, but then extending himself like my daddy. When my daddy went to prison, he went to prison for helping other people out, not because of helping us. And by that time, my daughter was born. My daddy went to prison. Now I love my daddy. I have to give my daddy for all the things that has happened to him, that he was involved in, whether knowingly or unknowingly, the trauma that he's caused. Like I forget my daddy. Me and my daddy's still cool to this day. And I will always honor my daddy, give my daddy respect. Now I do want you to understand that honoring your father has nothing to do with um the has nothing to do with distance, right? Has nothing to do with proximity, right? I need you to understand the difference. I teach that more in the Healing What Broke You and understanding about boundaries with your father, right? Because if you understand about the men in your life and how the way they showed up, then you can pretty much understand how the way you're showing up and also the men that's going to show up in your life and be able to identify those things. All right. So y'all heard my story. If y'all have any other questions about my story, how the way I unpacked it, how the way I broke through it, I just got sick and tired and I started investing. I started reading books. I started writing. I created a Rewrite Your Pain. God most definitely I partnered with God. I'm about to say God partnered with me. No. I partnered with God and God gave me that. And ever since then, I have been fighting through all my insecurities, my trauma, my misunderstandings to make sure that Rewrite Your Pain continues to live, continue to fight. All right, now I'm talking a little bit too long about my story. I lost some of y'all. Cool. Let's get back to the nitty gritty. Because for those who are sticking in for the pain, I really do want you to understand why am I here, what makes me qualified. Because I've been there, done that. I know how it feels to be deserted. I know how it feels to be a doormat. I know how it feels to be a yes woman and not get anything in return, and all you get is a child, and that man leaves you with a child, and all you love. And for some of you all have gotten spared to where you don't have a child with that man, and you still want a child with him. And I'm here to just kind of help break that through. All right, so let's talk about trauma. All right, what does safety look like for you? And have you ever felt really safe? Have you ever felt safe with who you are right now? Hold on one second, y'all. Go ahead and put in the chat. I gotta see me on the phone. All right, cool. Boom. All right. All right, I'm back. So, no. All right. You don't feel safe simply because of the identity that you have. And so, for some of you all, it says peace, not yet being. I have anxiety from placing others before me. Right. And the reason why you have, oh, hey, friend, hey, love your sticker, thanks. The reason why you feel unsafe is because you have taken on the identity of what everybody else had told you that you should be. Okay. And so, um, I want to help you feel safe, but I need you to understand that you don't feel safe because of the identity that we had talked about earlier, right? Whether you are an avoider, overachiever, a loner, or a perfectionist, okay? And you got that from somebody. So let me tell you, and it's gonna be hurt. I may lose y'all. Some of y'all, it's okay, right? Because some of y'all ain't ready when I ask you this. Who did not protect you? Who you felt should have? There should have been a there's at least 1 to 2 people that happened in that was involved in your life, especially beginning between the age of 1 and 14, right? That's what psychologists says. Between the age of 1 and 14 that has caused trauma to make you not feel safe about who you are. Who is it? Put it in the chat. Who was the first or the second person who made you not feel safe in who you are? Father and mother, right? Mom and dad. Okay. Many of us have a hard time understanding the difference because unfortunately, regardless if you believe in the word of God or not, God's word has always been manipulated throughout time. Okay. And I'm here to tell you, honoring thy mother and father has nothing to do, it's not the same as setting boundaries, it's not the same as it's being able to respect them and what they decide to do. It was spilling over a little bit, Auntie. Um uh it has nothing to do with honoring thy mother and father. Does not mean that if especially when you're grown, okay, if they were disrespectful to you, they are harming to you. That does not mean close proximity. That just means I respect you for who you are. I know you're my mother and father. You got me here into this world. I thank God for you. But because of your current behavior, it's just not gonna work for me. Right? We need to create some distance and put some boundaries apart. Put some boundaries to put us apart so I can be able to love you from a distance. Right? What my mother always say, feed people with a long spoon. Okay, that's still honoring our mother and father versus going on the internet. Now, some of you all have put your testimony on the internet. I'm referring to like bashing them. I'm referring to harboring that unforgiveness, that resentment, and everything inside of your heart. Okay, when you honor your mother and father, you don't have hatred in your heart. You just accept them that they did the best that they could with the information that they knew how, whether it was good, whether it was bad. But now that I'm grown now, I don't have to continue to take on that identity. Okay. Now, as y'all learned earlier, that with neuroplasticity, you can rewire your brain based on the thoughts that you continue to focus on. You are what you focus on. So if you focus, I thank you so much, love. If you focus that you ain't a piece of cheese without the bread, then guess what? That's what you're gonna be. If you say that you don't like yourself, that you don't, you're not fond of yourself, and that you want to change to modify yourself for the world, that is going to be something that you're going to continue to focus on. So now the algorithm is going to feed you that. Now the conversations that you have with other people is going to feed you that. Again, goes back to that language barrier, right? So I want you to feel safe in your own skin. I am now feeling safer in my own skin, but it started with investing in myself and stop investing in other people. Some of you all, okay, what's the biggest cuss word that y'all get scared of? And I'll help y'all out. It starts with the letter N. What is the biggest cuss word that y'all just can't say for the life of you? Because not even to save your life. What is the biggest cuss word that nobody wants to say and it starts with an N and it's only 2 letters? Okay. Some of y'all might get a little creative. Okay. TikTok might filter y'all. So don't do that. All right. I gave y'all 2 hints. Okay. Exactly. No. No. No is a big cuss word. If you want to feel safe in your skin, you have to. This is the biggest cuss word. Biggest cuss word that y'all don't ever want to say. I'm talking about our heavenly mother and father. What? But what's another topic? Nope. Nope. We don't have to talk about it. We'll have to talk about it. Gonna have to talk about it. Right. Put it in the chat. It's 5011 that's in here. What is that cuss word? It starts with the letter N and it's 2 letters. It's 2 letters. It starts with the letter N. What's that? What's that cuss word? What is it? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That 2 letter word is the beginning of your safety. Yet you struggle with it so bad because you don't think you deserve to tell people no. You believe that you have to show up for everybody else because you are also projecting you're projecting your rejection, your abandonment wounds, your fear, because you say if I don't say yes to them, who else gonna say yes to them? If it's not your immediate family and you know it is operating out of your way because you have other obligations to do, guess what, baby? That's none of your business. Now, I do understand that there's some things that you have to say make a sacrifice and say yes to, but it ain't all of them though. It's not all of them. You that identity, that false identity that you're taking on, that that is what's making you feel unsafe. And I'm for to tell you something. It's for to hurt your feelings, and I say it because I love you. The reason why you are unsafe is because you have allowed the little girl inside of you to be unsafe. You have allowed you. This is what you did. Okay. Say this is your baby, right? And this is a little girl inside of you. This is what you decide to do. You just say, "Hey, here's a little girl inside of me who needs to be loved and be cherished and needs to be valued. Here you go." You don't ask them what their intentions are. You overshare, you overextend, you just pass that little girl over. And meanwhile the little girl like, hey, don't do that. Wait a minute, don't do that. Don't do that. Just stay with me. I just want to stay with you. I don't want to go with anybody else. I don't want to be over there. Just like let me just stay with you. And you're like, no, I gotta give you off to somebody else because I don't know what to do with you. Because I have not taken that time to learn you. I haven't taken that time to console you. I have not taken that time to even figure out what you need and what you don't need. I don't even want to provide that to you because I don't trust myself. Because I keep believing the narrative that everybody else has told me instead of figuring out the narrative that who she asking you for, who she wants from you for. She's asking you to do stuff for her, and you're choosing not to do it by keep passing her up. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, baby girl. We going in a couple minutes. I'm about to. I got a couple points, and I'm gonna bring it home. You got two more? I got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 more, and I'm bringing home, but I'll let you know. Okay. All right. Okay, my daughter. Yeah. Heavenly Father. Yep. My AI is on point. All right. So, now. So, a regulated nervous system literally supports your faith and it supports your internal healing. I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't know how to regulate your nervous system based on the things that you believe in, which you need to change the things that you believe, by the way, you are going to continue to operate like you're going to continue to have temper tantrums, shut down. You're going to continue to overreact. You're going to continue to not ask questions because you're afraid of asking questions and getting clarity. You're going to continue to operate and let that little girl drive. Do y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? All right. Make sure I type screen share live. Listen, I say if we can get this thing to 20K, that'd be good. But y'all about to give me the 10K. What I asked for earlier. I appreciate y'all. All right. A regulated nervous system supports your faith and your internal healing. All right. Y'all ready for number 3? Okay. Let's talk about your cost. Because some of you are like, well, I still got a man. Well, I got a job and it pays some of my bills. I work 2 or 3 jobs. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Or I got a little bit of money, so I'm fine. So it ain't really much of a big deal. You okay, baby? All right. Some of you all are saying like, oh, well, I hear what you're saying, but it shouldn't take all that. It shouldn't take all that for me to regulate my system. It just a person needs just to do what I ask them to do. But what about the person? No, what about you? Is it what? Yeah, but what about the person? Listen, it's not for them to change because you don't like you. It's not for them to change for you. For then eventually you're gonna like yourself. I used to think that. It's about you not liking you. It's about you not making the money that you need to make. It's about you not being able to love yourself and care for yourself. It's about because if some of you all are mothers, how many of y'all are mothers? Y'all heard my little girl here. How many of y'all are mothers? What number we gonna use? Put a 1 in the chat. How many of y'all are mothers? Me? Oh, it said we've been talking for a long time. Okay. How many of y'all are mothers? Let me tell you something. If you don't get yourself out of survival mode, your daughter gonna do the same thing. Your son gonna do the same thing. These same men and women that you don't like how the way they treating you, you don't like how the way they showing up for you, and you struggling or whether you deserve better, your son and your daughter gonna become the same one or be a victim just like you because you don't want to change. You want everybody and their grandmama to change, but you don't want to change. When my mentor told me that, I'll never forget my mentor told me, she was just like, your daughter ain't gonna follow instructions because you ain't following instructions. Excuse me? But she was right. Your daughter ain't gonna do what you ain't gonna your daughter and your son is not gonna operate any other place than what you have showed them. The same thing with your mom and your daddy. You are doing the same thing that your mom and daddy doing until you do something different. And you grown now. Some of you all are in our household, okay? But that don't mean that you can't respect yourself. Jesus loves you all. He wants you to repent and surrender to him. Right. But I need you to understand your nervous system first. Because some of you all won't believe that Jesus really loves you and won't even repent if you don't take away that fear. If we don't get that fear removed and you understand why it's there. I want you to love on Jesus. I want you to accept Jesus as your Savior. I want you to do all of that. But if you don't think that you're worthy, anything that God tell you to do Anything that the Lord tell you to do, you not gonna do it because it won't go against the things that you truly believe about yourself. It will not help you and your nervous system about yourself. And I'm here to help you do both. I'm here to help you if you want to get with God. I can help you with that. If you want to accept Jesus Christ, I'm here to help you with that. But I also need to help you where you are right now. You think you got to overcompensate for other people. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Um, I want to change. Yes, tapping is clapping. Absolutely. Tap screen share live. This is why I'm healing my inner child. She needs love. Yes. I'm crying out, asking God to help me and lead me here. Yes. Um, I have to be my own parent. Let me tell you something. God helped me become a better parent. But it took for God to send me people in order to do that. Many of you all, because when y'all isolate, y'all don't get the help that y'all need and y'all claim that nobody loved you. Many of y'all, when you all overcompensate, people who like you overcompensating, they don't care about you. Why? Because they've been told you to hush anyway. I'll never forget a friend of mine. We was in middle school. She said, Marissa, just be quiet. If you be quiet, people will tell you what they want from you. People will tell you what they need from you if you be quiet. But I was trying to always conversate so much. I want to tell people how smart I am. I want to tell people how much information I know. I want to tell people what this and tell people that and tell people this. Because if I tell you how much I know, then I can and I overcompensate. That means you won't leave me. That means you won't reject me. That means you won't discard me. And the truth is, they can know all that information and discard you anyway. They know all the information, use what they can out of you, and discard you anyway. Or some people are crazy enough to be like, hey, I really don't like you, but I know the resources that you provide. So I want you to stay close. I'm going to feed you breadcrumbs because I know that you don't know your worth. I'm going to feed you breadcrumbs just a little bit because I know your father didn't protect you. I know your mother didn't protect you. I know your mother and your father did not tell you the information that you need to know that you need to, hey, I'm dropping gems on you right now. But with that being said, I'm just going to keep you just close enough. Um, that means uh we doing all the work. Yes, you have, but I need you. Yes, you have to do the work. The work is unpacking the unprocessed, unmet expectations, the unmet uh beliefs that you have. Basically not unmet, but the beliefs that you have of yourself, the projections that you have put on yourself, that you have gotten from society, that you have gotten from your friends, that you have gotten from the man that you dated, that you love, that he discarded you, or the man that you currently love right now. He's saying the same things to you. Like you have to start unpacking that, and you have to get with a mentor who been and done that, who's going to help you. You have to invest in yourself. I guarantee, if we were to look at your bank statements, how many of it is about you? Like I'm gonna go ahead and just call you out because this is the cost of your survival mode. If I were to look at your bank statements, how many of it is about investing in you? All of it. All of it. So all your bank statements is about investing in you. Okay. Okay. So even you reading the books, even you reading the books, even um if you would if I were to look at your bank statements, how many of it how many transactions will show that you invest in you? I don't have kids. Good, okay, that's okay. You don't have kids. But how are you spending your money? Because if you take outside of the necessary as an adult, how many of you are actually going to read the personal development books? How many of you are actually getting the mentorship that you need? That you know that a mentor that's investing in you. How many of you are actually investing in therapy? How many of you are taking care of your health, going to the dental? Make sure y'all tap this tab. But yeah, let's get it thing 30K. Excuse me. Make sure y'all share live. It's 5011 us in here. I don't know why I can't get 32 shares. You know, that means y'all trying to gatekeep, and that means y'all want people to say just as lost as you were before y'all got on this live. So the reason why I'm asking that, because only a few of y'all are answering these questions. 5011 us in here. Only a few of y'all are answering these questions. Because y'all know when y'all look at that bank statement, most of it is about the people that you are either responsible for or choose to be responsible for. I'm going to say it again. for the people that you are responsible for or choose to be responsible for. For some of y'all, my people pleasers, we choose to invest in things that got nothing to do with us. I'm gonna tell you something. You know how I know that you're not a good friend? Because you're not a good friend to yourself. You talk down to yourself. You're very negative. You keep thinking about the other shoe's going to drop. You don't look at the positivity. You don't even focus on the skills that you have. As we talked about earlier, living in survival mode steals the joy, the peace, and the abundance. Therefore, you are not able to even focus on logic, focus on the truth. You're not focusing on the truth. You're not focusing on the truth. How many of y'all actually going to the dental appointment? How many of y'all got life insurance? How many of y'all are budgeting your money and know where every dollar is going? How many of y'all have investment accounts? Do y'all even have high yield accounts? See, I teach that in my mentorship about how to invest in yourself, not only emotional, but on a basically on that green level. How many of y'all got high yield accounts? High yield savings account. How many of y'all got those? How many of y'all have actually been paying on your credit debt? Making sure y'all getting that down, start working on your credit, right? And I'm not saying that you got to do everything at one time, right? You're gonna have to moving things like that. I literally don't have anything. That means that we need to shift our focus. Not in that. Good, baby girl. Good. Now it's time to create assets because some of us haven't even began to understand what it means to get out of debt, and then some of us are out of debt. We don't even know to begin to invest in ourselves. Are we reading the books? Are you going to the webinars to start multiplying your money? Do you know about Wall Street Trapper? Do you know about Myra Golden? Do you know about dang, what's that man name? Oh, he in my face. Oh, are you investing in real estate? Are you trying to become an investor? Like these are things to help multiply your legacy, because I want you to understand legacy don't always mean kids that come from your body. It can be investing in other people's kids who invest in your business, who invest in your product. And I teach women on how to do this in my mentorship. And to help them set their foundation up so that the money can come. Not set their foundation up so they can just learn all this information and do nothing. No, you learn something, we put actions to it, and we move, because that's what wise people do. All right. Wise people learn from the mistake of other people. I'm investing in myself and changing the way I think. Good. Now we just need our sisters to do the same. All right. So, survival mode. Living out of survival mode will rewire your reality. Okay. You can filter life. Unfortunately, you've been filtering life through fear. But when you're out of survival mode, you won't be filtering your life through your fear. So you won't be missing out on opportunities. You won't be attracting broken relationships. You won't be trying to fix no man. Put it in the chat if you like to fix. If you have been a fixer, okay, or if you are right now, right? I used to be. Put it in the chat if you've been a fixer or currently like to fix people. Because if you think if I fix you, then eventually that'll give me, oh, I can fix myself. Okay. It's just a few of us. Call it out. The reason why I'm calling it out, because if I call it out, I'm literally I'm helping you reparent your nervous system. What that means, I am literally helping you identify the things that you believe in, that broken false identity, and then I'm also going to help you be able to take on a new identity that is conducive, that is helpful for you, that will give you joy, fulfillment, peace, and abundance, so that you can be able to move forward. I can't fix anybody. Correct. A lot of people don't know that, Whitney. A lot of people don't know that, because unfortunately society has trained women to where you can fix people. If you A lot of people don't know that, because unfortunately society has trained women to where you can fix people. If you just give them a love. My daughter was like 1 year old, she's 5 now. I never forget my auntie said, hey, you got a year and a half. You got a year. That's boundaries. It's not that my auntie didn't love me. It's not that she didn't value me. It's not that she don't appreciate me. It is boundaries. Some of you all don't do that. Some of you all say, hey, you know, come in and, come in and get your life together. And please don't get wrong. When my auntie did the second time, she just said, hey, I'm going to give you some space. But there's still boundaries. There's still things that you're going to do, what you ain't going to do. Some of us don't even want to do that because we're scared. We're scared of conflict. We're scared of being able to stand up for ourselves and tell people what it is and what it ain't going to do in our house. You all let people run over you. And so what's happening is you're attracting broken relationships. Now you underprice your worth. So that means that the job that you pick jobs that you overqualified for versus jobs that you 60% qualified for, and you figure out the rest because they got to train you anyway. Men do it all the time. But because society has taught you that you're not worthy enough, so by the time you become a woman, you don't stand up for yourself. You're waiting for somebody else to stand up for you. That's the false identity that you have taken on that society has given you. And so you can't operate beyond the things that you believe that you deserve. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yes, no, maybe so. You can't operate beyond what you believe you deserve. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yes, no, maybe so. All right, cool. Bet. So now it's costing you, it costs you more to stay the same than to heal. It costs you more to stay the same than to heal. Nobody else stands up for me. Nobody else stands up for you yet. But you always have to be the main denominator. You cannot just say, well, I'm afraid to stick up for myself. Now, some of us are afraid to stick up for ourselves now. That's why you get a mentor to be able to assist you, to give you to help you with the discernment, give you the wisdom, give you the knowledge so that you can be able to do that. So that you can stand up for yourself. But you still have to be your main cheerleader. Nobody else can want it more than you, because what that's going to end up being is going to cause resentment. It's going to cause resentment in them. It's going to make you feel bad and guilty, because they got to drag you to a place that you said that you want to be. Nobody shouldn't have to drag you. You should be walking willingly because it's what you want. Okay. So mentorship is not just coaching. All right. Mentorship is not just coaching. Somebody who walks beside your identity journey. Again, I've been there, done that. I have been a doormat. I've been a people pleaser. I have invested in books. I have invested in webinars. I've did the Tony Gaskins. I did the Lisa Nichols. I have done I've read the books. We just recently went over Let Them by Mel Robbins, right? Listening to the interviews, I'm taking the notes. I have thousands and thousands of notes, and I just recently condensed it down, just so I can add more into my mentorship. I have thousands and thousands of different products for different people in different industries. This is how the way my brain wires, right? I have thousands and I would say hundreds. I condense it down, thousands maybe a little dramatic, but hundreds. I have hundreds and hundreds of paper on how to formulate certain things and how the way the mind moves, and about the certain negative and positive characteristic traits that we take on that we don't even realize. And I teach this on a regular basis. So let's talk about self-ownership. How many of you are ready to own who you are? Put a 3 in the chat. How many of you are who are ready to own who you are? Put a 3 in the chat. How many of you are ready to own who you are? And stop owning what everybody else said about you. Stop owning the fears, the negative thoughts that the enemy has planted, as well as people who around you have planted, even society has planted. All right. And some of us have planted in ourselves. Okay. So I want to talk to you about something that's a little bit different. Now, how many of us have heard Proverb 31? The Proverb 31 woman. All right. Now, society has abused this, but I'm going to give you a different perspective. Okay. Society has abused this, but I'm going to give you a different perspective. All right. Am I changing the word of God? Absolutely not. I'm just giving you a different view in the way that God had placed it into my heart and gave me a download that I want y'all to get. All right. Have any of y'all heard of Proverb 31 woman? It is preached regardless if you believe God or not, unfortunately. Me. Okay, cool. The Proverb 31 woman has been misused to control, not to empower. Been used to control, not to empower. She's not just a wife. I just want to say that for the people in the back. A Proverb 31 woman is not just a wife. Now, the reason why I'm talking about ownership is because there's certain characteristics that you already have because how the way God designed you. You just not having focus on it so it can develop more. There are characteristics inside of you that God has already that God has given you Okay, because you're a woman. A woman multiplies anything that God gives you, that a man gives you, that people give you. That's why they say it today that women are the best CEOs of any type of company. You can go look that up. There has been plenty of millionaires, billionaires, of companies that always want a woman CEO because of how the way our mind functions. All right. So a Proverbs 31 woman is a powerhouse. All right. It's a powerhouse. Okay. She is resourceful. She is wise. She is business savvy, and she is God anchored. Here's the misconception that I need y'all to understand. She only exists in marriage. That's what society has told you. No, she don't. No, she don't. She was like that before she got married. No, she don't. I hope y'all can hear me. My headset died. Let me know if y'all can hear me because my headset died. Let me know if y'all can hear me because my headset died. So I might be a little far away. Let me know y'all can hear me because my headset died. Just make sure y'all say yes or no, maybe so. Can y'all hear me good? You can hear me? You can hear me good. I'm going to lean in. Huh? Okay, so now, society has told you that it only exists in marriage. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's not the way God designed it. She is a standard of how God created women to move. Okay? Many of us have heard the perspective of Eve, right? And how Eve ate the apple. And be honest with you, it was Adam. Adam should have said something to her. And Adam should have vouch for her, but he didn't. That's why they say Jesus is second Adam. But that's not here, near here, there. Just some information for you as we go on and continue. All right. So her husband praised her because of how the way she moves. Her husband praises her because of how the way she moves. Okay, so even if he did have something to do with, but all to do with it, no, because that's the way how God designed her. And what she does is what the things that she knows is important, she multiplies on that. And that's the number one thing that broken identity that you have is not helping you do. You focus on everything that goes wrong. You focus on all the things that you don't want to happen. And guess what happens when you focus on the things that you don't want to happen? Guess what it does? It happens. It happens. It literally happens. So now, what does a Proverb 31 woman mean to you? Now that we know that it's not just a wife, but what does a Proverb 31 woman mean to you? Like, I really want to know. Put it in the chat. Talk to me. Talk to me. What does a Proverb 31 woman mean to you? Just give me one word. You ain't got to give me 50-11. Just give me one word. Give me one word. Pull up my email. Give me one word. All I need is one word. Dignity. Resourceful. Anybody else? Submissive. Okay. Anybody else? Loving. Okay. So these are all traits that you can do today by investing in yourself. Because unfortunately, due to your trauma and due to your fear, you have sabotaged your growth because of the lies that you believe. Okay? So don't blame your discipline. This literally is blamed on the wounds that you never gave to God, that you never actually in wanted to unpack because it's scary. It's scary to unpack. I'll never forget. I had a woman go through my 7-day self-reflection, and she said, Maritza, I couldn't answer all these questions. I couldn't read the book with you because I didn't want to go all the way down there and didn't have nobody to pull me back up. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what do you think I'm here for? I could have helped you pull up. Well, I didn't want to be a burden to you, huh? Then what? Then why are you here? Why? Matter of fact, not why are you here. Why do you think I'm here? Let's go with that. Why do you think I'm here? I am not here to say, hey, go on down there in that basement where that thing happened to you, and then come back and let me know. No, I'm here to walk you down there. I'm not scared because I've been there. I've had all kinds of crazy stuff happen to me. And because of what God was able to do for me, I know He could do the same thing for you. You just need the information. You just need somebody to walk you through. You just need somebody to hold your hand. You need somebody to explain this to you in a way that you can understand and to give you the space to be able to unpack it without feeling shame, without feeling guilt, without feeling like this is going to come up in the conversation later, without somebody saying that, oh, how could you believe that? How dumb of you. I'm not going to do all of that. I felt that way. I felt that way. Why would I do that to you? But I literally had women be like, I don't want to go down there. I don't want to remember the pain that has happened to me. Let me tell you something. Being transparent. When my divorce final, like a couple of weeks ago, my divorce was final, and I remember at the time, like my coach was asking me to do something, I didn't really want to do it. And what that really was to get back the 24-year-old. I went back and got the other ages. I went back and got her, but the 24-year-old who said I do, and versus the 28-year-old mindset who left, those are two different women. Because the 28-year-old woman who left and said, I'm sick and tired of being abused. I'm sick and tired of somebody putting me last. I'm sick and tired of somebody saying that I'm this, I'm that, I'm a regular woman. I got tired of it. And I said, you know what? I got to leave because I've done everything I do. I did the counseling. I did everything that I can do. And here's the thing about free will. Just because you've done everything that you want, that you can do, that doesn't mean that that person is going to do it. And does that make them a bad person? That's subjective. But what it does say about you is that you are resilient, is that you can do this, is that you are a go-getter, and that you fought for the things that you love to do. So why not go back and write her a letter and say that you did the best that you could, and I got you. That's again, go back to that little girl in me. Some of you all would get out of a relationship and get out of a friendship and jump instead of processing what happened because you're afraid to go down there. That's why you need to get a mentor and get therapy so that you can get somebody to go down there. The reason why I bring up about Proverbs 31 woman is because that's literally what's anchored in Rewrite Your Pain. Rewrite Your Pain is literally going to talk about the characteristics. Do I want you to get married? Do I want you to be able to... some of you all who are already married be able to rebuild your relationship with your husband if that's what you and your husband want to do, and that God most definitely orchestrate that. Absolutely, that's what I want you to do. I'm not here to bash no man, but what I am here to help you about the men who are crazy, who you ain't got no business being with, simply because they know that you ain't safe. They know that you ain't safe. They know that you know that there's nobody that cares about you, and you don't care about yourself because you're looking for everybody else to care about you. Like, y'all picking up what I'm putting down. I've been there, done that. I literally picked a man who had one eye. And I thought, like, oh, he like me, I like him, this should be great. Right? We're going to work it out. He said he's going to work it out. He's a man of his word. No, let me tell you something. Pay attention to a man's actions. Don't pay attention to what he say. It sounds cute, but that's how the way society trains you. Society trains you to care about what I said. I want you to care about what I do. I want you to know that I coach women regularly. And I'm having these conversations. Okay, what about my personal life? Am I reading the affirmations? Do I have wise counsel around me? Am I listening to my wise counsel? Do I be resistant to my wise counsel? Absolutely. Now, I ain't for to tell you no lie, but I am for to say, like, okay, they right. All right, let me go ahead and get in here. Let me go ahead and do this. Because I ain't, what else I'm going to do? Because when I did it my way, it didn't work. When I did it my way, it didn't work. So how dare I go to wise counsel and say, help me, help me, help me, help me. And then when it's time to do it, and I literally coach women. I say I'm gonna be what's the word? I ain't gonna put everybody in their business out. We have a lot of women in the mentorship that I intern, and most of them are still shaking in the corner. I don't want you to be the one shaking in the corner because that identity that you believe. I don't want it to be you. I don't want it to be you. I don't want that to be you. Society has said that you can't become the woman that God designed you to be because of your past. God says you are already her when you heal. Listen, healing is a journey, okay? You're going to have triggers. It's just how the way you deal with it, all right? And I teach you on how the way to deal with it. So, yeah, the affirmations, yes, speaking positive things over yourself is helpful. And that's a part of your healing. But doing the work is when you get triggered, what happens? Do you have a pain plan? Or you stop going to people who
just all they do is just trigger you? Are you going into them? Are you going to people who you know that when they talk to you, they're finna give you the good information, but it ain't what you want to hear? Are you going to them instead of running? Okay, because remember, I'm a avoider. I don't be listen. I be want to be like, I just suffer in pain. No, we don't have time for that. Because the longer you suffer in pain and take on that identity, the longer you're gonna be broke. You see what Trump doing? You see what the government slash Trump. You see what society has doing. You see what the government officials are doing. They do not care. They do not care about your broken identity, because you wanna know why? It's making them money. You wanna know why? Is keeping them higher. You wanna know why? The longer you stay dumb, the longer they will process. The longer they will make more money. The longer they'll be successful. Their programming is strong. Yes, their programming is strong, but God programming is better. It's stronger. And getting under the mentorship who been there, done that, will help you out of it. Some of you all been on food stamps too long. Some of you all been on Medicaid too long. Some of you all, I would never forget my and I say this out of respect, and I say this out of love, because I've been on food stamps. I've been on Medicaid. I'm not telling you something I ain't been on. Like, I remember, like, my brother got with this girl, right? And she literally, and she was able to get on Section 8. She had my brother come in. You know, on Section 8, your man can't come in there. What's my point? My point is, because of this broken identity that she took on, she would not go find jobs that make more money, which will have helped her whole household, and she could be able to keep my little raggedy brother. I love my brother raggedy. Anywho, that's a conversation for another day. But she literally stayed small just so she could save government assistance. I want to get you out of that. I invested myself with a mentorship that got me out of that, and I want to be able to pay the favor. Okay? So that's why I'm telling you about this identity. The Proverbs 31 woman is the identity to take on by being wise, by being resourceful, by being God anchored, by being business savvy, by creating the business that you want, that God has most definitely want to partner with you to do. That is what a Proverbs 31 woman does. It's not about being somebody's wife. And unfortunately, society has anchored it towards that way. That's not the way he designed women to be. You're supposed to take care of your household, yes, but this is something that also Proverbs talk about. A woman, how the way a woman handles her hands and handles her tongue, literally can either tear down her household or build it up. It's only going to do one or the other. And based on the identity that you choose to take on, it's going to do one or the other. Okay, so if you keep saying that you're dumb, you keep saying that you're not worth nothing, you keep saying that, everything is going to fail and nothing's good is going to happen, and that you're going to always be in this same place, and that God is going to leave you where you are and he's not going to help you advance to do these things, then guess what? He ain't, because you're too busy focusing on that. All right. I'm gonna allow some of y'all, it's okay. But the ones who stayed, y'all ready. Y'all trying to get it. So let's talk about the positive affirmations. Positive affirmations is basically helping you rewire your nervous system, because you are going to debunk the negative thoughts that you have and put in positive. If you want some free ones, I have them here. It aligns with the word of God. Okay. Does it have God in there? Got the word of God in there? No. It is just 15 affirmations that I want to help you with. All right. So you can go over there, go download it. It's for the free $99. Cool. Now, for some of you all, like, hey, I like the free affirmations, but I want more. This is what I need you to understand. God is calling your worth. He wants to choose you. He knows your capability, but your brain needs to catch up. Your brain needs to catch up. I'm not saying that you're slow. I'm saying that the things that you focus on is making you slow. That's what I'm saying. Okay? So, I don't believe it. I hate looking in the mirror. You hate looking in the mirror because of the things that you keep saying about yourself. You're afraid to speak up, and you're not using your voice. God gave you a voice. The woman at the well is an example of how God wants to restore every woman's voice. Okay, Mary Magdalene is an example of how God wants to restore women's voice. Jesus came to those two women and helped restore their voice. Even called men out of bondage to be able to get healed from Jesus. Both of them did, using their voice. They didn't have to manhand nobody. They didn't have to. It's because of when a woman is at peace and has joy and she has an abundance. It's the way that she talks. It moves masses. It moves masses. And I literally want to teach you on how to do that. But this is why I need you to understand. The affirmation is bigger than your fear of success. It is literally a declaration of war against your trauma. It's literally a declaration of war against your trauma based on the words that you say. All right. I got 2 more, and then I'm finna let y'all go. And if y'all have any questions, please make sure y'all comment down below. Again, I've been doing this for about 2 years now. Most definitely, like I said, I have assisted over 100 women, but I want to, and I have literally women who make money because now they have taken on the right identity and not the false identity from their fear, their trauma, and as well as their rejection. Okay, so make sure y'all drop y'all questions that y'all have in here. As y'all, for those who are saying in here, I want to teach y'all this, and this is a concept that I have learned from I don't remember what the pastor name is. I think it's like Derek something. Anyway, so this is what he said that I thought was very profound. And for some of you all who believe in God and struggling with the relationship with God, here's something I need you to follow. Your feelings should not be what controls who you are. Your feelings should not be on what controls who you are and what you choose to believe. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Put a yes in the chat or a no in the chat, because I want to explain that before I move on to my next one. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Yes, no. Yes, no, maybe so. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Your feelings should not be the reason why you do the things that you do. All right? We got to focus on the facts. All right? We got to focus on the facts. It's 11 of us. It's just one yes. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying? What y'all doing? I can't move on to the next thing if y'all don't understand what I'm saying. I know I've been making sense so far. I just don't want to. Okay, cool. I got a few yeses. It's 11 of us in here. Make sure y'all tap screen share live. If we can get this thing to, I thought we could get this thing to 50K. That would have been awesome. But hey, tapping is clapping. Just know that I'm here for you. And I want y'all to grow. I want y'all to get out of the mess that I have gotten out of. We talked about word declaration, what it looks like, how to get it for free $99. But for the women who want to go past, I want to speak better about myself, and I also want to know what identity I need to take on. Proverbs 31 woman. She said your fault, especially so at birth. So your feelings are not your identity. All right? Your feelings is not your identity. And because your feelings is not your identity, okay, somebody left. Because your feeling is not on your identity no more, now that we know that it shouldn't be, this is how we should operate. I do believe the word of God. I believe the word is living. I believe it has truth. And I believe that it can cast anything down, right? Any negative thoughts, any type of trauma in the bloodline, and so on and so forth. That's what I truly believe. And with that being said, many of us only focus on the negative things about ourselves and the circumstances of our situation, as well as the consequences from our actions, because you do reap what you sow. We think that is who we are. It's not who we are. That's your trauma, that's your fear, and things like that. And that's poor decisions that you have made. I have made poor decisions. I have been a loose woman. I have been, a hoe. I have been, I've never been a mistress consciously that I'm aware of. But have I had a mistress involved in my household? Yes, I have. Have I quit school because of a man? Yes, I have. Now, these are things that I have done. Have I cheated on a man? Yes, I have. Have I been a horrible friend? Yes, I have. Have I what is some crazy stuff I have done? I have done all kinds of strange things for people. Yes, it takes years, 100+ individuals investing in this. Adopted out of royal family. I don't know what you mean, darling. I'm not sure what you mean. I don't know if you added to what I was saying. So faith is important, but let's go to facts, because faith you have to believe in something, right, in order to change your identity. We talked about the Proverbs 31 woman and what it means. It's okay. It's on the contrary of something you had said. No worries. Cool. All right. So your feelings is not your identity. And because of the trauma that you experience, we have made an identity. Now we talked about Proverbs 31 woman. We talked about affirmations, about what that characteristic that we want to strive for, that we want to take on so that we don't be broke, so that we can be able to take care of our family, so that we can be able to be the woman that God designed us to be, right? Now, here's the underlining. Here's where the base, we have to change the foundation, okay? The foundation, the table, matter of fact, not even the table, the concrete, the slab that goes at the bottom of this to make sure this thing don't shake, all right? The thousands and hundreds of thousands of steel that goes into the ground to make sure that regardless of how the earth moves, that this house does not shake immediately. You know, it does not shift over time because of the place, but it doesn't shake immediately. And that is the word of God, facts. All right, that's the word of God, facts. Faith is you believing the word of God about what he says about you. Again, Proverbs 139:14, and it basically said, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And what he said about me, he said it was good. I need you to understand that you are not a mistake. You are not a mistake. I understand how your family, how your mom and your daddy got you here, but you are not a mistake. You are not a mistake. Do you understand me? You're not a mistake. I get what your mama said. I get what your daddy said. I get what your brothers have said to you, but you are not a mistake, because there are too many children that ain't made it, and they ain't made it this far, but you did. And that's just a blessing of how God loves you and he cares about you and that he wants you to come back to him. Okay, you just need some help getting there, and I'm the vessel. All right, I have assisted families, and with Thanksgiving, I assisted one family for Thanksgiving, and I plan on assisting more for Christmas. Like, to be used like that, and thinking that, and not knowing that God had been, that this lady had been praying to be a vessel, right? And that was because of, I believe the facts, and I allow my faith to follow, okay? And my feelings is going to follow what the faith is, okay? What I believe in, okay? The facts is God loves you. He cares about you. You're not a mistake, okay? He wants the best for you despite the trauma that you had. God literally wants to take those broken pieces of you, that fractured identity that you have, and once we remove the lies, and there are a little bit of pieces of you left, he wants to take that in, and he going to add his razzle dazzle. He going to make you into a masterpiece. That's what he wants to do. We can be tools and instruments of the Most High. Absolutely. Of the Most High God. Absolutely. So, overflow isn't abundance without discipline. I really want to say that, because some of you all can't even focus on the right things and get in alignment with the discipline. It's simply because of the things that you believe in. You cannot be a hustle in hustle culture and then believe that God is going to breathe on that, especially if it's not aligned with what he wants you to do. All right. You have been literally in survival mode, giving yourself crumbs, right? Because that's all you know is crumbs. And now when people want to feed you more than that, or only when people want to feed you more than that, you run away from it, because you're like, oh, there's more expectations. There's discipline required. There's more things that I have to do. And it shouldn't take all that. It does, because you have to reprogram the lack that you have. You've been operating out of lack. That is the example. That is why we are so like Eve. You wanna know why? Because she focused on the lack. The woman at the well before Jesus came focused on the lack. Mary Magdalene, who had curses over her life because of her father and all that stuff like that, was focusing out of lack. You don't look at none of the good stuff that you have, and you only use the good stuff that you have in order to help other people. You don't even think about how it should be poured into you too. You don't even take out time to do that, because if it does, you have to actually process the unmet expectation. You have to process the feelings that you have. You have to process the fear and the trauma, and you need a mentor. You need a therapist to do that, and you have one. I'm here right here. So the question that I have for you is, what truth are you scared to apply because it feels like it's out of reach? What are you trying to get to, but you don't believe that you can obtain? What are you trying to get to, but you don't believe that you can obtain it? What are you trying to get to, but you don't believe that you can obtain it? More money. Peace and stability. Because you're taking on that identity. When you're a perfectionist, Remember, perfectionist, if I don't feel like I can get it right now, I'm not going to do it. It ain't the right time. Avoider. I don't want to deal with conflict. I don't want to deal with struggle. I'm already struggling. I don't want to add no more struggle. I want to have this false peace, and then eventually it'll come to me. Loner. I can't trust anybody. So I'm going to learn everything. I'm going to do everything that I can by myself, which is going to take me longer. Instead of partner with people who can help you make it faster, I'm going to do it that way. And so then I can be able to get the money that I want. Overachiever. I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm going to reach heights. I'm going to make sure I get everything done above and beyond. I'm going to overextend myself. Meanwhile, I'm overextending myself, but I'm not taking care of who I am. I'm not taking care of myself. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yes, no, maybe so. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yes, no, maybe so. Because I can give you the blueprint on how to do your TikTok. I can give you the blueprint on how to do, how to be able to create webinars. I can give you the blueprint on how to be able to. What was one thing that I helped that lady do? It was TikTok. I did one lady. Another lady I helped her with. She does taxes. Another lady I help with does credit. Now I don't help them with their skill per se. I just help them market it. But as long as they believe that they weren't going to be able to obtain that money, they kept undercharging themselves, undercharging their worth. They made everybody else emergency their emergency instead of putting their. I've watched my mother create a multi-million-dollar business, and because she decided to focus on everybody else, her business flopped. And that hit home for me. That hurt my feelings. I'm like, that's my mama. But until my mama know how worthy she is, how important that she is, no matter what I say, if my mama don't believe it, she gonna continue to do it. So some of y'all keep saying that these millionaires are gatekeeping and that they're not giving you the blueprint and they're not able to help you be able to make the money and all they want to do is take money from you. No, what I realize is if you pay the most money, if you pay money that you probably know that you didn't have, you are going to work for it. You are going to focus on it because you knew that you could have spent that money doing something else. You are going to literally shift whatever trauma, whatever fear that you got, you're going to focus on that because that's what you're going to do. But some of y'all have gotten to the point where some of y'all got the money and y'all just like, I just don't believe I can make it. I don't believe that I can do it. I don't think that I'm worthy. Who am I? All the stuff that I've done. Who am I? Why not you? Why not you? I had to tell myself, like, 5 years ago? Why not you? Why not you be the woman to help broken daughters get learn how to heal from their father wounds, and so that they can be able to create their business? Why not? I do that every day. Every Wednesday we have Bible study, and I literally have that. And I created a monthly subscription, and you literally get those replays that I've coached and my mentorship. You literally get those replays. And as well as about building your self-esteem, because this is a self-esteem issue. Most of you all are struggling with sense of belonging, and what happens is if nobody claims you, you are literally shifting your identity of who you are to basically be around them. Again, a chameleon. But when you are praying for overflow, God needs you to be the woman that He designed you to be, not the woman that society has told you to be. Especially because if God didn't make you that way, He didn't make you that way. And some of you all are confused with what God even believes because you're not creating a relationship. I teach relationship, not religion. Yes, is His word facts? Yes. But I'm not for to shame you or down you or degrade you. I'm not for to do any of that. Because what good is it? You already been beating up on yourself in the first place. You already been mean to yourself in the first place. You already said that you ain't worth nothing in the first place. Now, why would I add to that? I'm not going to answer that. So, overflow happens when you are structured enough to sustain it. Again, you've been praying for overflow. Some of you have been praying for overflow. But how can God give you more when you're not storing what you have? How can God give you more when you're not storing what you have? So, this is what I have for you. All right? This is only for women who are ready to take it to the next level. As I said before, if you want to do, now that you know the broken identity that you have claimed, now you know the identity on what God has for you. Now you know about how to speak life over yourself by using affirmations. Again, I got some for free up there. And then we talked about trauma. We talked about how the things, and this I'm just going to recap it. We talked about literally you can rewire the pain that you've been through based on the thoughts, based on the experience, and based on healing practices. Those healing practices are similar to journaling, gratitude journals. I would call my daughter in, but I ain't bothering her. Like, there's literally a gratitude journal that I recently got from CVS. I really like this particular brand. I'm probably just gonna go directly to them and start buying it. But it literally is a journal. It's called like self-care, and it literally talks about like 10 things, like 3 things that you like about yourself, and 3 things that you want to work on, 3 things that you liked about the day, and 3 things you didn't want to work on. And that has been so helpful for me to continue on doing the internal work. When I get triggered and, my ex says something crazy to me, and I say, okay, how do I feel? Where is this coming from? Why am I upset? Why am I feeling this way? What does that mean? Like, I'm asking myself these questions because I am processing it. Many of you just shut down and run from it. I don't want you to shut down anymore. I don't want you to run from it. And I really want you to do the work. But the work requires you to get more information. Being sick and tired of you operating the way that you are. If you are tired of your life being the way it is, and that you do want abundance, you do want joy, you do want peace, you want to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and not go, ugh. Like that viral video when that girl was like, yuck. Like, some of us are actually looking at ourselves in the mirror like that. You can tell by the way we talk, by the way we walk, by the way we dress. And you don't have to operate that way. Okay? And if you are ready to figure out how your father wounds is really affecting on how the way you see yourself and your self-esteem, I literally have Heal What Broke You. It's a Fathers to Feelings class. It's only going to be 4 hours on December the 3rd and on December the 5th. And I really want you to see how your dad has set up your self, I'm going to say your security, how the way he set up, whether you be insecure or not insecure, in which ways. And some of us, we had a dad in our lives, right? But that doesn't mean that he did everything he needs to do to make sure that you know the information. There are some fathers that have been present, that have showed up to every game, that have invested in every extracurricular activity that you participate in, but he didn't give you the security and mindset and be able to do daddy daughter days, be able to talk to you about the reality of how men will see you, and how the way he shows up, how the way he cares for your mother. Many women don't realize how the way a man cares for your mother literally will tell his daughter on what type of man she should accept. And I literally go over that in my workshop. So if y'all have any questions, please let me know. If y'all have any, please let me know. I'm here, right? I'm here for a couple of minutes. And actually, if you are interested, the link is already available. If you need me to walk that through, just comment down below workshop. And some of you all are probably like, hey, that's cute. I only get a day with you, but I want more. I do also have a mentorship. So just let me know if you are interested in. Put a comment down below, mentorship or workshop, and then I'll walk you through everything. And if anybody had any questions, let me know. I need to text my dad. Let me know. Mentorship. Okay, so if you want to do the mentorship, it is every Thursday around 9 o'clock. And what we do is I'm going to teach you a class on basically about emotional regulation, boundaries, sisterhood. I literally help you be able to how to choose yourself first, right? And you investing in yourself in this mentorship is going to be basically the first step to do that. And since you all been hanging in with me for a little bit, I'm willing to do something very special for you all. Let me go ahead and pull everything up. Cause y'all been rocking with me and getting this download. I done beat y'all up just a little bit, and it's only gonna be for the next what? How many people? I'll do 3 women. I'm not gonna do it for a minute because some of you all ain't ready, and that's okay. That's okay if you're not ready. You're not ready to take the next step. That's totally fine. So let me find it. Let me just blow this up, cause girl. Oh, this the. There we go. And that's for y'all who are interested. You know, for some of you all who aren't, that's okay. I still love you and I'll be here. I'm trying to look for it. All right, cool, bet. So currently, my mentorship is for Black Friday because I want to change the price. That's what I'm trying to look for it. Boom. There we go. Right now, I got 4 tiers because some of us don't want to hang with me a little bit longer because I am not the coach for everybody else. That too is fine. But for the first 4 months, the current deal I have right now is for $14.97. But I am, and that was for 50% off, right? For 4 months with me, I'm basically going to help you be able to create a plan, help you be able to regulate your emotions, assist you with basically more in depth on the identity that you take on. We're going to basically break down trauma. Again, this is a mentorship. I'm here to help you on the front end. Therapy is going to help you on the back end, and also 100% aligns with therapy because my coach is a therapist, and she also assisted us to create our programs to where it aligns with therapy so it does not contradict, as well as the Word of God. And we have a Discord and things like that. But basically, in 4 months, you're going to be able to identify your triggers, be able to create a regulating plan, be able to look at yourself and know that you are beautiful and wonderful, and not allow the negative thoughts to fester. And then you're going to, by the end, you should be able, no, not should be, you will be able to start building your business. Now, if you want to be with me a little bit longer, around 8 months, we actually start building our kingdom businesses about what God has designed for you. So we're going to be doing more Bible study, and more prayer work. I'm always going to pray. I'm always going to give you Bible study and devotion, so that you can be able to push past the narrative that you are not worthy. And so, if you are interested, only for the first 3 women, I will take $500 off. I'll do that. So right now it's $14.97. I'll put the $9.99. I'll do that. That's only if you're interested. I'm not gonna change the price if you ain't interested. Okay. Now if you want to be here with me longer, let me know. But that's just for my first 4 months. First 4 months with me. Again, we're gonna class on Thursday. You get it's only for an hour. You also get devotionals and things like that. And then you can be able to talk to me on Discord. So anything pop up, you like, okay, Marissa, what I'm supposed to do with this, right? You can be able to do that. So let me know if you're interested. Put in $9.99 and I'll change price right now. And it's only for the first 3 women. I'm not trying to do it because I'm not trying to have a lot of women in here because I want it to be intimate. You already don't feel seen. You already don't feel heard. The last thing I need you to do is be a part of mentorship where you is so many people in here where you think that you are a needle in the haystack. No, you are not a needle in the haystack. You are right in front of me and I'm right in front of you. Right? So let me know if you want this. Just literally put down $9.99. I literally take $500 off so that you can be able to invest into yourself right now. And don't forget, some of you all who are like, "Ooh, I don't know if I like you like that," but I hear what you're talking about. Again, I do have my workshop up. It is currently 50% off. And you literally get 3 hours with me like, hey, I want to do a little bit deeper about this daddy issues that you have brought up. How are you able to forgive your daddy, right? That right now is $127, and it's going to be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And literally, I'm going to teach you about your daddy issues, about how to spiritually become safe, as well as how to reparent your nervous system into peace and not pain. Okay. Also, you have access to the lives, and that's going to be on December the 5th. And also, y'all ain't answering me no questions. But what y'all got? What y'all got? What y'all got going on? Oh, I didn't mean to call them. I was trying to text them. There we go. I message you. Okay. Again, it's only for the women who are ready and who are interested. If you're not, that's okay. That's okay, right? But you are able to identify, you know, the you are able to identify the false identity. You now know the identity that God designed for you to portray, because be honest with you, it's already in you. It just that you don't know how to activate it. And the ways to do that is literally reading the Word of God, investing in yourself as far as with journal, being gratitude, and as well as start to unpacking the pain and basically journaling. Journaling is the number one thing that I always push, no matter who is in front of me. All right, I'm always gonna push journalism. The reason why I push journal, because the pen is going to say things that you would never say out loud. That pen is going to say things that you would never say out loud. So, never say out loud. So, anybody else got any questions about the mentorship, as well as about the workshop? Okay. Here. Oh, do y'all want to see about the women that I have helped and what they said based on the products that the service that I provide to them? They are interested in that. I can go ahead and pull that up. I have like that in my I have that already kind of put down.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, wait a minute, baby. I'm waiting for them to tell me what they're gonna do. Are y'all interested in that? Let me know. I done lost some of y'all, so I don't know if y'all going over there clicking. Let me go look and see if y'all going over there clicking. Because I haven't changed the price, so because nobody said anything about changing the price. I see y'all over there clicking. But nobody has said anything about me changing the price. So that means y'all got it. No, ma'am. Don't do that in the kitchen.
Can I do it in there?
Be careful, y'all. Why you not doing it in the room?
I just like you doing it here.
Okay. Y'all looking at me, looking at you, looking at me, looking at you. So what's up? Talk to me. Use some fingers. Use some fingers. Nobody has came back to me and say anything about the $9.99 offer for the 4 months on the Rewrite Your Pain mentorship, nor has anybody said anything about a workshop. So y'all good? We can end this thing. Y'all good? And also, did y'all want to hear the testimony of the women that I've helped? I got a few of them. I don't see nobody talk about nothing. So y'all looking at me, looking at you, looking at me. What's up? If anybody had any questions, again, I'm here to help you. I'm here to answer all your questions. We talked about the false identity that you have and the new identity. Really, the new identity, it just basically align with the identity that God has for you. And I literally have teach over 100 women on how to repair the brokenness, and then be able to overcome their fear, their trauma, so that they can be able to get out of survival mode and start making that money. Because you can't make no money if you're scared. Scared money don't make money. And that's the honest truth. And when you are in survival mode, you are scared. Scared money don't make no money. So, I don't see any questions. I don't see anybody say anything. So, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. It's been about a good hour. I'm about to go check on my daddy and see what he got going on. And the fact that I can even say that is a blessing in itself. Because I used to really have some type of feelings about my dad because of the women that he chose, including my mama. And God and doing the internal work has allowed me to heal and not hate anybody, and be able to love on them and to respect them and respect myself. And be able to honor my father and our mother. Dang, we didn't get this thing to 20K. Y'all was scared. Y'all was scared. All right, lovely people, I'm finna let y'all go. Thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all have a good night.